564. Keep quiet. Good morning to one and all. So now in today's class we'll start Good morning to one and all. So now in today's class we'll start cryptographic and network security. And now we'll start the first unit. Mainly in the first unit, mainly we have to concentrate on basic principles of cryptographic and network security. So what are the basic principles you have to use in network security? So generally already you have to discuss it in last class. What is the syllabus you have, and in that syllabus what are the concepts you have to study in the subject. Mainly you have to discuss it in last class. Now in today's class we'll start the first unit, that is the basic principles of network security and cryptography. First one, we'll discuss what type of securities you have to use. That is mainly you have to concentrate on information security, cyber security and network security. So here in the first one is the information security. So for the entire data you can provide the security, that is that information you have to discuss, that is simply can represent it as information security. So through the network, through internet or intranet or whatever the computer security, all this you simply call it as information security. So then after your personal computers, you can provide this protect your information. That type of security is simply you can say that is the computer security. So next one is the cyber security. Whenever your system is connected with the through internet with the other side of the through internet, we have to connect it with the others. So that time while you have to communicating the data from your system to other systems. So that time you can provide the security through internet. while you have to receiving the messages or sending the messages, that time you can provide the security. That type of security is called as cyber security. So now in your syllabus, mainly we have to concentrate on network security only. That is simply you can say that you know the network security, then only you can understand the remaining cyber security. So network security mainly, while you have to communicating the data from one system to another systems through the intranet or internet, that time while you have to communicating the data, the third part, unauthorized users, easily you can access the information. So that that time you can protect your data while you have to communicating with the security measure, with the security algorithms only. So here mainly we have to concentrate to protecting the data for while we have to communicating from source system to destination system. So here this is regarding to that. First one is the generally we can call it as securities. Computer security means that is your system security. That means you have to protecting your data from the unauthorized users. Second one is the network security. Network security mainly we have to concentrate on while you have to communicating the data from your system to other systems. That time you can protect the data while you have to transmit it. Generally in computer networks you study it, you have to communicating the data from one system to another system with the ISO OSI architecture. So ISO OSI architecture only you can communicate. But whereas here, while you have to communicating, how to protect that data by using the network security and cryptography only. So easily you can understand, you easily can understand how to protect the data. So already you know that computer networks. So one system to another system, how to connect, and what type of architectures you have to use to connecting the computers. And while you have to connecting the computers with the different bus topologies. So these all things you already you have to study it in the computer networks. But whereas in the computer cryptography and network security, uh, cryptography and network security, cryptography and network security, you have to while you have to communicating the data from one system to another system, how to protect that mainly you have to concentrate on cryptography and network security. So here what are the basic concepts you have to discuss it here. Mainly here you can discuss with that here you can what are the basic concepts you have to use it in the cryptography and network security. First one here you can discuss what are the basic concepts you have to use here. Here you can use first one, what is the cryptography, and what is the cryptography, and what type of terms, the basic terms you have to use it in cryptography. These are things you have to discuss in the basic terms. What are the basic terms you have to use it in cryptography? First one, as what is the first one is cryptography. What is the cryptography, and what is the cryptanalysis? What is the cryptology? Cryptology means the entire protecting the information and how to while you have after protecting your information, how to without knowledge of the keys, directly he can access the data. That is, hackers who can use that process. That concept is simply call it as cryptanalysis. So this combination of cryptography and cryptanalysis is called as cryptology. So here cryptography is an art of science, and simply you can say that transforming the intelligible messages to unintelligible messages. Intelligible messages means you know the human readable format. So what are the message you have to sending or data you have to sending from source system to destination system? So that data easily understand by the humans easily can understand. But while you can protect that data, first what is the human readable data? Simply call it as plain text. That data you have to convert it into uh, uh, unintelligible data. Unintelligible data means that means transformed data. So human could not read that messages or data. So that type of conversions we can do with the cryptology, and as well as again retransforming to original messages. So this is entire process is simply call it as cryptography. Simply you can say that the transforming of intelligible messages into unintelligible, again retransforming to the original messages. So simply you can say that the conversion of plain text to ciphertext and ciphertext to plain text, the entire process is simply call it as cryptography. So first one is what is plain text? That is the human readable messages, simply call it as plain text. The original intelligible message, simply you can say that that is the plain text. Next one is simply you can say that ciphertext. What is the ciphertext? Human could not read that messages. Why? Because the message in the form of transformed, the message in the form of altering that messages. Generally here you can use two types of techniques you have to use it here. One is the substitution technique and the second one is the transforming technique. Substitution technique means, for example, you have to sending the message from hello. So in the place of HELLO, simply you can replace it with the other characters. So with the other characters, in the place of H, you can use the one character, and in the place of E, you can use the another character. L for you can use the another character. Like this way, you have to replacing the other characters. That message you have to sending to the receiver. So this type of text is simply call it as ciphertext. So here, cipher. What is a cipher? An algorithm for transforming intelligible messages into that is unintelligible by transposition and substitution methods. Already we have to discuss in it. This is simply you can say that by using these methods, these two methods, substitution and transposition methods, simply you can convert plain text to ciphertext. Again, you have to convert into ciphertext to plain text. So this is regarding to this. This is regarding to that cryptography, and in the cryptography you can use this while converting the plain text to ciphertext, ciphertext to plain text. You can use the keys also. So how can key is useful? For example, we have to sending the messages A, B, C. You want to send from user A to user B. So this is the message. You want to protect that message. So in the place of A, I want to replace with the, in the place of A, that is I want to substitute in the place of A with the D. In the place of B, I want to replace with the E. And in the place of C, I want to replace with the F. Here, in the while you have to sending the message ABC, original message is ABC. Your decrypted message is, what is the decrypted message here? Decrypted message is DEF. So here the length, so in this is here the alphabetic letter you have to use. Alphabetic here mainly A, B, C. That means after 3 characters you have to replacing with the other characters. So for example, that is alphabet length is 26. 26. We have to the length we have to represent it as alphabetic order 3. So that's the way you have to identify for these alphabetic substitution techniques. Whereas in transposition technique, you have to use altering. So in the place of ABC, I want to replay here. You have to substitute substitution method. You have to replace with the other characters. But whereas in transposition, whatever the original information you have, that is the original plain text, you have to transform. Transformed means you have to rearranging that characters. So in the place of ABC, I want to rearrange CBA. CBA. That is the simply CBA. That means you have to rearranging the character. That is simply you can say that these two techniques mainly you have to use it for to converting the plain text to ciphertext. So this is the keys you have to use. How many times you have to transform the original message, and how many key lengths you have to use to converting the plain text to ciphertext. These are the basic terms of this cryptography. And simply you can encipher or encode or decipher means decode. That means encryption or decryption. The process of converting plain text to ciphertext, ciphertext to process of converting plain text to ciphertext is called as encryption along with the key. With the key only you can convert. Second one is the decryption, means whatever the ciphertext you have to generate it, that ciphertext you have to convert it into original plain text along with that key. So this is the encryption and decryption process. So again you have to use the another this is regarding to that cryptography. In the cryptography, mainly we have to concentrate on conversion of plain text to ciphertext, ciphertext to plain text, along with the keys. This is the information we have to study in cryptography. Second one is the cryptanalysis. Cryptanalysis means simply you can say that the study of principles and methods transforming. That means what you have to convert it in cryptography. That is the plain text to ciphertext we have to convert it. Using that ciphertext without knowing the key, without don't have any knowledge of that key, you can convert it into ciphertext to plain text. That means without knowing the key, directly you can convert. That type of method, you simply call it as cryptanalysis. So this is simply you can say that generally you can call it as code breaking. Code breaking or hackers mainly have to use this cryptanalysis. In your syllabus mainly now in cryptography only. The human readable unintelligible message back into the intelligible message, or ciphertext to plain text without knowing the key. But whereas in cryptography, you know the key, then only easily you can convert plain text to ciphertext or ciphertext to plain text. So that is the cryptography. Cryptanalysis means without key, you can convert ciphertext to plain text. That is the cryptanalysis. These two methods, that is the cryptography and the cryptanalysis, is simply call it as cryptology. The combination, so the entire process of cryptography and cryptanalysis is called as cryptology. Yeah. So from this cryptology only, cryptology divided into two parts. One is the cryptanalysis part, and second one is the cryptography. So the next one is the code. Code means simply you can say that you have to converting the plain text to ciphertext. You are using some algorithms. That is simply you can say that code. So this is the basic terms you have to use in cryptography. And what are the dimensions? While you have to discussing with the cryptography, what are the things mainly you have to use? First, you must know these dimensions. Then only you can understand the cryptography. So here you have to classify it into three independent dimensions. One is type of operation. What type of operation? Already we have to discuss. type of operation which is used for plain text to ciphertext. Type of operation used for transforming the plain text to ciphertext means what type of operations you have to use it here. So here you can use it the operations. Here you can use the operations mainly two types of operations you have to use. Those are, first one is the uh, substitution technique and the second one is the transposition technique. Substitution technique means you already have to discuss in the place of one particular character you have to replace it with the other character. That type of technique you have to use, that type of operation you have to use, that is the substitution. And second one is the altering, that is the rearranging the original text or plain text, that is simply we call it as transposition. These two operations mainly you have to use in first dimension, that is the type of operations. Next one is key. What type of key you have to use? What type of key you have to use? You have to converting the plain text to ciphertext or ciphertext to plain text. First one, here the both the sender side and receiver side you are using the same key. That is simply you call it as symmetric key or single key or conventional encryption. So here you can use the two same keys. That means while you have to converting the plain text to ciphertext, you can use some key, and with the same key only you can decrypt. That means whatever the ciphertext you have to convert it, that ciphertext is converted into plain text. So with that same key, and both sender side and the receiver side you are using the same key. That is simply you call it as symmetric key or single key, or simply you can say that a symmetric key or conventional encryption. So this is regarding to this symmetric key encryption. This is the concept you have to study in the second unit. The first unit, the basic principles you have to study, and the next one here you have to use the another type of key also. Sender side and receiver side you have to use the two different keys. That is simply you can say that asymmetric encryption or public key encryption. Anyway, you have to call. And both sender side and receiver side you are using the same key. That is simply you call it as symmetric key encryption or symmetric key only we have to use. And that is simply you can use the same key both sender side and receiver side. That is simply you can say that private key. So next one, another key is the public key. Public key means sender side while you have to converting the cipher plain text to ciphertext, you can use the private key. But the receiver side, by using the public key, you can decrypt it. This type of keys you have to use in public key encryption or asymmetric key encryption. So already in the first dimension you have to discuss with that what type of what type of operation you have to use in the cryptography, and the second one is the what type of keys you have to use it in cryptography. These two things are very important. And next one is the what type of ciphers you have to use. What type of ciphers you have to use? That means, for example, you have to converting the plain text. That plain text first you have to convert it into based on that ciphers only. So the entire plain text you have to convert it into blocks, or you could not convert it into blocks. Directly you can use the stream cipher. So these two types of ciphers you have to use. One is the block cipher and second one is the stream cipher. Block cipher you can go entire the plain text you have to convert it into different blocks. For example, excuse me. Block cipher, the entire plain text you have to convert it into plain text is converted into blocks. 64-bit blocks we have to use it in that algorithm. So that is the 64-bit blocks wise we have to convert it. So the entire plain text we have to convert it into 64-bit blocks. Next one is the stream cipher. Stream cipher means simply you can say that so a single bit information you have to process it. So simply you can use 1 bit at a time only. For whereas in block cipher, the entire 64-bit block taken as you convert into the plain text to ciphertext. But whereas here in stream cipher, 1 bit you have to process it. That is the difference between the block cipher and stream cipher. You are using the 64-bit or 128 or 256 or 512 bit blocks, you have to convert it. That is in block cipher only we can use it. So this is regarding, these are the three mainly, these three things only you can understand, easily you can understand the cryptography. One is the what type of operation you have to use and what type of keys you have to use and what type of processing technique you have to use. That is the block cipher and stream cipher. This is regarding to that dimensions. And next one is so this is regarding to this basic terms you have to use in cryptography. And next we have to discuss with that goals of cryptography. So mainly here you have the three goals. That is simply you can say that principles of security. But mainly we have to represent it with that confidential. First goal is the confidentiality. Confidentiality means to protecting the data. Simply you can say that the confidential information you can protect. That thing is simply called as confidentiality. Next one is the integrity. That is another goal of the cryptography. Integrity means only authorized users only can modify. So who are the authorized? Only those students, only those those users only you can modify the original content. That type of principle, that is the main principle is called as integrity, or simply call it as only authorized people access the data. So next one is another goal is availability. So in the principles you can use all these goals. Mainly you have the three goals. First one is the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So availability means only authorized people only you can access the data. Unauthorized users you could not access that data. That is simply you can say that is the major goal of cryptography. So these are the three major goals you have to discuss it here. And so next one you have to discuss principles of security. What are the basic principles while you have to using the cryptography? So here whenever you have to providing the security, these are the principles we must be followed. First one is the confidentiality. Confidentiality means simply you can protect the data from unauthorized users. For example, user A, you have to sending the information to user B. And while you have to sending this information, that is the confidential information. This confidential information, you should not access that user C. So that is the unauthorized user. So third-party users, you should not access that data. That means your confidential information is protected. So you have to violating this one. Automatically, you can say that. Automatically, you can say that. Simply, you can say that interception. So violating of simply you can say that loss of confidentiality is simply call it as interception. So here, while you have to sending the confidential information from user A to user B, so this information, confidential information accessed by the third party user, that is simply call it as interception. So the major goal, confidentiality means to protect this type of confidential information with the unauthorized users. So Wakala, unauthorized user, you can access that information, that is simply call it as interception. And next one is the authentication. So authentication means who are the authorized users, those only can access. So third party users should not authorize. So process of recognizing who are the authorized. So user C అనేవాడు authorized కాదు కానీ నేను user A అని authorize చేయమంటాడు. So that is the process of user's identity you can recognize with that process is simply call it as authentication. The loss of authentication is simply call it as simply you can say that fabrication. అంటే అలాంటి మన authentication చేయకపోతే fabrication అంటారు. So we'll continue in next class remaining concepts and what is the security attack services mechanisms we will discuss in next class. Okay. Thank you.